the world believes the introvert is the nervous wreck hiding in the corner, clutching a lukewarm drink. We see their silence and mistake it for weakness. We see their reserve and assume they have nothing to say. That is the lie. Today, we are exposing the secret playbook. The quiet ones are not passive, they are strategic. They don't engage in social manipulation, they engage in social energy dominance. They have perfected the art of controlling every single conversation, not by shouting you down, but by draining your battery until you hand them the controls. Get ready to see the quiet ones for what they really are. Master strategists. Here are the 5 secret tactics introverts use to dominate and conserve energy in any conversation. The first and most powerful weapon is strategic silence. It looks like this. You ask them a question or you finish a statement, and they just wait. No uh-huh, no not. Just a deep, comfortable pause. This isn't awkward for them, it's an energy trap for you. Silence creates a massive vacuum, and human nature absolutely hates a vacuum. Your brain panics. You feel compelled to fill the air, to justify, to elaborate, or to throw out your next best idea. They are handing you the hot potato of conversational responsibility. While you scramble and overshare, they are comfortably gathering data, expending zero energy, and watching you expose your entire hand. They have already won this round. Resist the urge to talk. Instead, use the mirror. Repeat the last 3 words of their previous statement back to them as a subtle, inquisitive prompt. You think so? Or quiet for a reason? This gently hands the potato back, forcing them to contribute the next piece of content or break their own silence. The introvert is never just listening. They are deep observers, acting as conversational data collectors. While the extrovert is planning their next witty remark, the introvert is scanning. They are reading your micro-expressions, your body language shifts, the slight tremor in your voice when you mention a certain topic. They treat the conversation like a complex system to be debugged. This profound, silent information gathering means that when they do finally speak, their comment isn't based on impulse. It's based on a complete profile they've built of you over the last 15 minutes. Their single, quiet sentence suddenly possesses immense weight, often reframing the entire conversation, making your previous 5 minutes of rambling sound irrelevant. They control the gravitational center of the discussion without contributing the noise. If you feel they are sitting in judgment, force them to engage their vulnerability. After they deliver their profound, heavy statement, ask, how does that observation relate to your personal experience? This transfers the focus from your performance to their internal world, requiring them to expend energy on self-disclosure. Introverts hate small talk. It is a massive waste of their internal battery life. To shut down the superficial and steer the interaction toward efficiency, they use the art of the closing question. These are sharp, surgical questions delivered in a quiet moment. They are designed to immediately move the conversation from talking about the weather or what you ate for lunch to existential meaning or a deeply complex opinion. They essentially use a conversation filter. If the topic isn't interesting or deep enough for them, they ask a question that forces the other person to raise the intellectual stakes or leave. They control the depth of the interaction. By asking, what does true success mean to you right now? They aren't just curious. They are demanding a meaningful transaction for the energy they're willing to spend on you. Acknowledge the depth, but refuse to dive in on their timeline. Answer briefly, setting a clear boundary. That's a huge question. Let's stick to topic X for now, or I'll lose my train of thought. Then immediately segue to a more social or factual topic. This maintains your conversational flow and denies them the deep dive they were strategically angling for. The most strategic introverts never start a conversation without setting a mental budget. This is conversation containment. They know exactly how much social energy they can afford to spend. This often manifests as verbal preconditions, like, I only have 5 minutes before my next call, or, can you just hit the highlights for me? If they don't set this boundary up front, they'll use the gentle exit when their battery hits 20%. They'll offer an overly polite, structured retreat. I've got so much to process, thank you for sharing. Effectively ending the discussion on their terms, making you feel satisfied while they reclaim their peace. They control the time limit and prevent energy overspending. When they try to execute their polite exit, hold your ground gently. Acknowledge their need for space, but restate your need for completion. I appreciate your time. I promise I just need 90 more seconds to finish this thought/update. Is that okay? By being assertive and specific with your time demand, you maintain mutual respect while preventing them from cutting you off mid-thought. In social settings, dramatic emotional reactions are high energy outputs. They draw attention and deplete the internal store. The strategic introvert avoids this by keeping their emotional reactions minimal, measured, and often delayed. Why? Because your natural human instinct is to draw a reaction. When they withhold strong emotion, you, the conversational partner, are forced to overperform, over-explain, and push harder to elicit a smile or a nod of agreement. You are trying to earn their emotional validation. By keeping their affect flat, they force you to become the energy giver, while they remain the unmoving, silent center of the universe. If you notice their emotional register is consistently low, call it out directly, but kindly. I notice you don't seem very moved by this. Why is that? Are we connecting on the wrong frequency? This tactic brings their minimalism into the open, compelling them to drop the emotional shield and engage authentically, or risk being perceived as aloof or disengaged. The quiet game is a strategic game. Introverts are not avoiding people, they are being highly selective with their resources. Now that you know the playbook, you have two choices. You can resent the strategy, or you can respect the efficiency. The next time you're talking to a silent strategist, remember, they are waiting for you to talk yourself out. Don't fall into the trap. Spot the silence, recognize the observation, and set your own boundaries like a fortress. Your energy is your most valuable currency. Make sure you are the one controlling the budget.